So I feel like the Indianapolis Colts are one of the more fascinating teams going into this year. And honestly, just the AFC South in general, I just think all four teams have potential and are kind of question marks and have really, really big ceilings. But just to focus on the Colts for right now, I want to take a look at Anthony Richardson specifically. And I think this really comes down to the talent and just how elite Shane Steichen is as a head coach and offensive guru in general. I mean, he made things work with Gardner Minshew last year and, one play away from the playoffs. And I really think we're going to see that again this year with Gardner Minshew being on the Raiders away from Shane Steichen. I really think he's not going to be that great this year. In fact, I think he might be awful, but we'll have to wait and see. Kind of like a similar situation with Jalen Hurts and Shane Steichen. Obviously, when they were linked up, he had like an MVP type year essentially, made it to the bowl. Next year, looked pretty awful for the most part, just really underwhelming, struggled a lot, just a completely different ball player. Now, for Anthony Richardson, obviously last year, small sample size, got a concussion, then got a shoulder injury out for the year. So we really didn't get to see a lot of them together, but we did see some flashes and definitely big play ability. I really think if Anthony Richardson can stay on the field and he can be healthy, I really think the Colts could be a low-key scary team for not only this year, but for the future and going forward, man, for a long time. But the question is, can he stay healthy? So far in his football career, he's had 2 concussions, and obviously that serious shoulder injury that required surgery from last year. But I really hope he cleans up his style of play in the sense of protecting himself on the field and just being more cautious out there. After week 1, even Trevor Lawrence had a quote on Anthony Richardson, and he just basically said, yeah, he's a great player, but he's got to protect himself out there. And I am worried that we might see the same thing from last year. He might be too reckless and loosey-goosey, but we'll have to see, man. But definitely the negative side to Anthony Richardson and the Colts just in general, if he gets hurt again and he's out for a long time, or even if he's out for like half the year, you seriously have to question the quarterback room going into the 2025 year, because I don't really know how he could run it back with Richardson again if he's out for a long period of time. I just don't think they would do that, and why would they? You draft a player and for 2 years straight, completely injury prone. Now, from the skill perspective, I feel like if he is good to go, all systems go, he's got to light it up. He's got to light it up, bro. There's no excuses. He essentially redshirted last year too, so that even adds to it. But like I mentioned earlier, if Shane Steichen can make it work with Gardner Minshew on essentially the exact same offense, exact same system, if he can't make it work with Anthony Richardson, if Anthony Richardson doesn't look pretty good, then again, I feel like going into 2025, some serious question marks with that quarterback room. So regardless, it'll be a very, very fascinating season with Anthony Richardson. I'm a believer. I really am a believer. I just feel like he has something special. I'm just worried about his health. And I know he doesn't have a long injury history, but he looked really, really reckless last year. And I don't know, I know it's possible for him to flip it from 0 to 100, but I still feel like some of those shots are still going to be open for him to take, and I don't know. It's pretty fascinating, though. Let me know what y'all think. Do you think Anthony Richardson will stay healthy? Do you think he'll look amazing with Shane Steichen? Do you think he'll look average, below average? Let me know in the comments below. Now, speaking about the rest of the AFC South, the Texans, man, lots of reports out of their training camp and even just watching their preseason games, bro. Like, they look really, really good. And I know it's really easy to buy all the buzz and the hype from last year and to carry it into this year. And I know sophomore slumps, and I know they're going to have a target on their back, meaning they're not going to take anybody by surprise like they did a year ago. Every team is going to be fully prepared for them. But still, man, I just think DeMeco Ryans, that roster on paper, on field, just looks like a top unit. I really think the Texans can compete with the Chiefs. That may be bold, that may be a bit too early, but I really think they're up there. I really, really do. And so far from the AFC, the only quarterback that's been capable of being Mahomes is Joe Burrow, obviously. And I still think he could get it done against Mahomes, but I just don't know how good that team is going to be overall. CJ Stroud, I think he could be really, really special. And I know we've only seen 1 year so far, but I think he could do it. I know he hasn't done it yet, but I think he could definitely take down Mahomes. I just think he's a special, special player, man. And it's a special roster. Like, they are loaded offensively. They are loaded defensively. You know that defense is going to be good. DeMeco Ryans, defensive coordinator, longtime player. Even if some guys go down, I really trust his ability to coach up those guys and really get after it every single week. So I really think their ceiling is a Super Bowl. We'll have to see. For the Titans, I would say their ceiling is just, it's all on their quarterback. It's all on Levis. If he looks good, I feel like they'll be a playoff bubble team. If he doesn't look good, it'll be a disastrous season. There's potential there for sure. They've been aggressive. They made a lot of moves in the offseason. But I really think a lot of people are writing them off, but it's all on Will Levis. At the end of the day, at the start of the day, it's all on him. We'll see what happens. Now the Jaguars, again, another interesting team because I really don't know. And honestly, it's a frustrating team to talk about because I'm a big Doug Peterson guy, and they started off so well last year, and then they just choked away the AFC South. So I really have no idea what they're going to be like this year. Defensively, offensively, I really have no clue. But I know they have potential to be a playoff team. Can they compete with the Chiefs right now? Can they make it to the bowl? I don't know about that, but I know they're definitely a playoff team. If they play to their full potential. If they just choke it away again like they did last year, then I know they just gave Trevor Lawrence a huge contract, so they can't really move off of him. But, with Doug Peterson, if they have another bad year, I'm sorry. They got to do something. They got to do something drastic. So, that being said, let me know what y'all think about the AFC South. Do you think my assessments of each team is correct? Do you agree with them? Do you disagree with them? And let me know what y'all think about Anthony Richardson, AR-15. Hell of a nickname. Hope he bounces back, man, because I'm telling you, this dude has a lot of potential to be a star in this league. And I hope we actually see him play for the whole year. That's all I got for right now. Peace.